Hey, what up, dudes and dudes? I'm Chris from VirussRuss, and today I'm gonna give you a review of figures, robots from the series that we call here in the States, well, in America, that port of a series called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I never saw it. I remember I saw the actual commercials regarding it, but at that time I was watching Power Rangers. I was watching VR Troopers, Big Bad Beetleborgs, and then this guy's come out. I don't remember which one it was first, but I just remember that I didn't watch it. I remember I started watching one of the episodes. I got bored and I just didn't watch it. I was very young, and then I just never knew about it or anything else regarding that series. Now that I grew up, I saw a review from Ben's Collectibles a couple of months ago regarding Drago, combining these guys, and I was like, oh, what did I miss on these guys? So yeah, the Japanese version is called Green Man, and that's Green Man. That's of course not the original color, but that's the one that I got. I sold a couple of figures and then I purchased this in a really cheap price. Uh, uh, I know the guy and he let me the price very good. Victor, Victor from Figures Perlusa. So he sold me this guy very cheap. I really appreciate it, dude. I hope I can get Drago and to have this collection, and I hope I get the regular colors of Servo or Green Man, which is white, a little bit of blue and red, and it looks almost like some of the Ultraman figures or characters, but it's not an Ultraman, not that I know of. It's another series. The Ultraman team did create that series, so most likely that's why he has the same similar poses, and some of the powers that he throws is almost the same as Ultraman, but it's not Ultraman. Very confusing. So yeah, once upon a time on the flea market, I picked up a bunch of stuff, and I picked up this axe. I didn't know what it was for. For the looks of it, I thought it was a Power Ranger and something related to it. So maybe I was correct, but not Power Ranger. So yeah, all these black pieces here are for this guy. This is another variant, purple, pink variant, very shiny pink. And it was complete. All his accessories are here. I don't know if these parts are for this guy. Biko include this. I don't know what they are. I tried to see which parts, but I never see that, so I don't know where to put them. And it has the shield. I wish it was a bigger shield, but on the show it's the same type of shield. It looks tiny on the big robot, so that's just exactly the same. It comes two parts, just snap it in and that's it. It comes with a big sword axe that you combine the regular sword with the shield and you become a big sword axe, or it just becomes a big axe as well, so he can throw it. So it's pretty good. This little guy is just another version of this Xeon or Xenon, something like that. It's pronounced. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's cool. He included this guy, so this is I all of this for the same price, so it's really generous. And this little guy also is sold separately. This is his shield, of course, tiny shield. You can snap it in, and there we go. And he's just missing a sword. It comes with a regular sword, a little more shorter sword than this, but it's cool. And he also included this parts, so it's for another variant or server, a different color, most likely blue, with the axe, sword, the shield, and the bracelet. This is the one that he communicates with the kids when he's on the cyber world. Just gonna move everything aside so I can start talking about this guy first. It's really shiny, so I'm sorry. Right now I'm trying to do these videos on my cell phone, and I need to get more equipment to do better videos for you guys. This is Server, and as you can see, it looks like an Ultraman. Even the face is kind of Ultraman guy looking, super shiny. I hope I can get the regular color one, Servo. And I already put the bracelet on, so it's a separate piece also. You can put it out when you combine it. I'm gonna show you that. You have to take it out so you can put the arms. So articulation, this guy's pretty good for the time that he came out, 90s. I mean, head you can move side to side. There's no more articulation because in the Japanese one, it came with electronics, so it did sounds, and I think his eyes light up also. And here's a compartment for the batteries. This guy doesn't have a little tap that you can move it. The original color does, but it doesn't have anything inside. Only in the Japanese one, but that's cool. It's really light because of that. And the arms, you can just rotate it like that. You can bend the elbow, rotate the bicep, move the hand side to side. No waist articulation. Legs, you can move it front this much, back this much. You can bend the knee, one articulation on the knee, rotation on the thigh, almost on the knee, but it's okay. And then the feet, you can move it back and front a little bit, and that's it. But it's pretty good for the time that he came out. You can move a little bit of poses, and I don't know, like it's like this. And sideways, it doesn't move a lot on the legs because it's hindered. The cut for the joint is really small, so maybe you can cut it and do better articulation. But this plastic breaks really easy, so I'm not gonna do that. And one other thing that I want to mention is that on the Japanese one, this spec here that you see, they leave this spec here. When you move it inside, it has a little button here, and when you activate that on the other arm, you can do different sounds, and vice versa. So it was pretty good, the Japanese version. And if I was a kid again and got that one, I would be amazed. Watch it a couple of times on the flea market and never pick it up because I thought it was an Ultraman character, which I didn't know much, so I said I'm not gonna pick that guy up. And now I know for what purpose is it, and I was like, it was super cheap, I should have picked it up. But alright, so it comes with a sword. This is the sword, and you can just put the sword right away in. I don't know which hand he's using it, but I'm just gonna put the left side. Okay. This is Link, right? So it's gonna be Link now. So here we have the shield. The shield is tiny, as you can see. It looks tiny, but also on the TV show it looks tiny. So that's just a reminiscence of the show. I wish it was bigger so it can look more proportioned, but that's how they use it on the show as well. And of course, no colors, no paint, no nothing. So I'm gonna check if I can do custom of that, but I'm super lazy, so that's not gonna happen. But a lot of people may be able to do that, so maybe that's a good idea to do that. And if you do a custom of this guy, please show on a video. And here we have the axe. When you combine the shield with the sword, it becomes an axe, so that's pretty good. Also, he can handle it, no problem with that. It's a little bit loose here. I tried to tighten it up, but this screw is not working, so I'm not able to do anything there. So yeah, that's the axe. And fully power on, you have the super sword. So here's the sword. It's pretty good axe sword thing going on. It's amazing. I love it. Pretty. So let's talk about the other guy, which is Zenon or Zenon, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think in Japanese is the same one. It is pretty good. It's big. It's a big figure. It's like a little class size transformer. It is pretty nice. I put this part. You can split the legs, but I'm gonna tell you why I put it like that in a moment. A big backpack, but that doesn't bother me. And as you can see, he's looking very Optimus Prime by some odd reason. That's another thing that I like about it, and it looks a lot like I got Jinrai. So I don't know, or a bumper with the chest here. Another thing that I want to mention is that all the silver pieces or chrome pieces are really good state. They're really nice. It's awesome. Most likely a collector had it. Maybe a kid had it and never used it. Just put it on the toy box and never play with it again. Who knows? Good thing is that I have it. So articulation on this guy is, well, and this guy is just basically a brick. But you can split the legs like this, like I said before, so you can have more good feel or a good look to it, so it doesn't look like a brick like that. So as you can see now, he doesn't look like a brick. It looks like a robot, and it's pretty good. It looks like a 80s robot, which we all love, but that face is really Optimus, right? So I don't know what happened there, but okay. So you can split the legs. The thing is that when you split the legs, this part here, you can it doesn't snapping together properly. So I don't know if that's only the US version or American version, I'm sorry, or the Japanese also has that problem. But you can put it like this and has just do this articulation, and that's about it. The arms, well, you can just rotate it 360 degrees so you wish, and move side, and that's it. No rotation on the arm, bicep, or hand. And on the hand, he doesn't have any way to put any accessories on it. And on the show, I think he does the rocket punch. This part is really cool because, like I said, like an 80s toy that you combine robot with vehicles and stuff like that, type of Voltron guy. So I like that a lot. So that's pretty good. Another thing is that he has a nice light piping. Pretty good light piping on this guy. Let me transform this guy. So we're just gonna snap the legs together so it doesn't fall apart. First, you just move his arms like this, and then you pick this guy up like this. And that's one part. Then you move this part, so that's our legs. It's like a drill thing, and this just stays like that. This part here, like I said, it doesn't snap all the way in, so that's why when you split the legs like this, it loses the composure. And it has a cockpit here. Each vehicle has his name. I really don't know the name, so I'm gonna put it there so you can see it at one point of my video. This parts you can actually disassemble it together. You can take these things out, or use your maneuver, and you have to just split it together like that. And then this part you just snap it in. Snap it in. This is move this part like this. This back, and this part I saw it on the flea market once, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't have any clue. It was super cheap, and I just leave it there because I didn't know what it was. But now I regret it because it was super cheap. So this is like an all-terrain tank. This guy is the more complex part. This is of course it's gonna be as you can see, an airplane or a spaceship, whatever. Just turn the head, go like this, put this part here like that. That's pretty good. If you cover the head, I like that. This part here, just move it down like that. This part you just, on the hands, you have to snap it like that inside, and there we go. It's a pick hole on the bottom, and picks here and here and here, so it stays together. Nothing is gonna snap out, so that's awesome. So it has a little wings here. Here we have a spaceship, which is super big also. It's almost the size of Servo, as you can see. And it has a landing gear, and I use this part as a landing gear so it can stay like that. Let me try to show you guys how this guys look. This is pretty good. So somebody sending me Facebook stuff and I'm recording. That's awesome. Yeah, this is awesome because it's 3 vehicles and then transform into a Very good robot, looking robot. And then this guys transform into an armor. So that's crazy, right? And I love it because of that. I like robots, and this is a good robot. I hope they do some new, like a masterpiece of this guy with this new anime coming out. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it. So I'm gonna show you the way that you can transform these guys into armor. So first I'm gonna take these parts here. You take the parts out. First thing is that you're gonna put Servo on top of them. Okay, it's gonna become the leg armor. So you put it like that. You move this part like this. Close this part like this. And this part here in the bag, it has 2 peg holes, and here on tank you have 2 pegs. So they're snapped in quite well. There we go. Then you close this part here. Then you close this part here. Put this cannon on the side, and this guy's help on snapping here, as you can see. And also holds the legs together. It helps hold the legs. You can snap it so it can have a nice silhouette and it doesn't look like a brick. Also, another cool thing is that you can bend the leg tail a little bit, so it maintains a little bit of articulation of the servo on this mode. This is gonna be synchro or thunder agreement. Tank drill, you just snap it in half. And this will become his shoulders, so that's pretty neat. I'm gonna put the shoulder here, just snap it inside like that. It has this part here, as you can see. You have to slide this, has this pegs here, you have to slide it down, and it just snaps together and holds pretty good. It will never fold. That's awesome. Now the drill back part, it becomes his robot arms. Just have to open this up like that. It opens in half. So it has a peg hole there, a peg. And the hands, you have to move it like this position. This part also, this position like that. And then you just insert that peg on the peg hole on his hand. And I put it on the wrong hand. I'm sorry, guys. This part goes here. Just close it, and this part stays like that, but it looks like another piece for the armor, so that's cool. And there we go. 2 rocket punches. So yeah, that's pretty good. This part again is the best on engineering and how they manage to compress everything. So first you snap this part out, then you move, you snap this, the one on the bottom, of course. Snap it like that, snap it like this, open this part here, bend it all the way to the opposite side. This part's bend it down, you bend it down also. This is the cool part that I like, to compress the backpack. You move this hands to the side, this also to the side, and then you move it down, stays like that, and this part just slides up. And here we have the backpack, very compressed, very cool. I like that part on this guy. And then this is just like a helmet. It doesn't have any pegs or anything. The pegs are here. As you can see, it has a peg here, another peg here, and they go on the waist on servo. It's a peg hole on each side. Just put this part here. It's kind of big, guys, so sorry. Put this part here. Then you just snap it into place on each side. This part first, you put it like this, and it has little pegs, and it has the little peg holes here. Just snap it together, and that thing is not gonna come out. Now this part here, I'm gonna use a little bit of crazy glue on this big pegs that you see here on this too, because they're kind of loose. and there just doesn't have any friction, so it just stays like that. But if you move like this, just hold down. Like this is a very solid mecha, and the legs pretty good. Nothing's gonna come apart. But this part here is loose. The elbow is loose. I tried to disassemble it, but the screw is damaged, so I cannot remove it, and put a little bit of classic glue there so I can tighten it up. I have peg holes here on each hand so he can use his weapon, so that's cool. He can use his weapon, that's nice. And one final touch is that this part of the fin, you can move it up and reveals his big horn. It's a nice head, no articulation whatsoever, and that's cool. It looks really nice. This looks pretty good, and this guy does look like a Megazord. It maintains a lot of articulation of a Servo, especially on the arms. So you can move it away how you wish. Handle it. That's pretty nice. Like I said, this is very loose because of that part. Japanese version, you can actually light up his visor because of the gimmicks that he has. If I get a servo, a Japanese servo, I can actually do that. That's compatible. Sorry for the movement of the camera, but right now I'm using cell phone to do this. I just want to talk about this guy and how impressed I am about the engineering and all the playability that it has. I hope I can get another Zenon. I have a Zenon like this, Thunder Green Man, and then to have just a Zenon standing. In the future, hope I can get Drago too, because that's a very good mecha from this series. And now with the animated coming out, let's see what happens and what we get on figures. There's a couple of figures there from imports that they have. They're really expensive, and I think they're not like that. I'm not a big fan to spend a lot of money on those guys. Good thing I had this. So this is a good vintage figure. Maybe it's 90s. I don't know if that's, you can call it vintage, but it's from 94. An amazing figure, toy to have in your collection, and for kids it's awesome. I think this guy is made for a kid that 10 years up. This is Green Man Thunder, or Thunder Green Man, or Synchro in America. This turtle. That's from a kid. Also, I have this at the hand. It's a Universe Onslaught Voyager class. That Megazord is my son's. Just comparing him, this, and I showed you this guy, and he was not impressed. He was like, yeah, what? Not a robot. It's a little bit taller, so yeah. This is like maybe leader class Optimus Prime. I don't have it on hand, so I can. And Zenon is a little bit is more taller than this guy. Hope you like it, and I hope I talk about maybe at different points of view of this guy, or maybe I show you something different. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty good. He has a lot of powers. Not all of them. He doesn't have accessories to have those on display. Like Servo has like this thing that he puts his arm and uses an antlet so he can throw lights from here. Doesn't have a gimmick like that. The other import figure that I talked about, it does have the accessories, and they're painted very nicely. So you're a big fan of that, that's an option for you. I think he also has like an armor part so he can transform into Synchro or Thunder Green Man. Alright guys, well, that's gonna be all. VirussRuss out, baby.